Do you ever feel average or mundane and just want to be pretty for once? If this is you, just keep on watching. Hi, my name is Daphne, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys an entire guide on how to be aesthetic. And if you're interested, let's get started. The first step is to find your aesthetic. Now I'm going to introduce to you guys 5 common aesthetics. Of course, there are more types, but you can just choose from these or research your own. There are the e-girls. They're like nerdy, hot, and also a little bit emo. So this aesthetic is influenced a lot by Japanese culture. If you're interested in finding e-girl clothes, you can go to Style Up K or It Girl because they both have entire sections for e-girl clothing. Next, we have the soft girls. They are deliberately cute and adorable. Their main color palette is pink, and they just give me like a whole Barbie doll vibe, but less mature and more cute. There's also the grunge aesthetic, and it gives me like a I don't care or just like a comfortable vibe. They typically wear combat boots, baggy jeans, and maybe some dark lipstick. Right now, platform heels are trending, and this also reminds me of the grunge aesthetic. Of course, there's the baddie. The whole point of being a baddie is to be confident and to look good, like stylish in the modern day beauty standards. If you're looking for some inspiration, make sure to check out the Kardashians or the Jenners because they are basically the inventors of this aesthetic. Last but not least, we have the light academia aesthetic, and for these people, they're usually like very studious and they like to be academic. As known from the name, they would actually love it if it was school year all year long, and they tend to wear blazers or sweater vests. So after explaining these 5 common types of aesthetics, did you find your aesthetic? If you did, make sure to comment down below. But if you didn't find your aesthetic, that's totally fine because mine took a couple years to find too, and I'm still not like completely sure about my aesthetic yet. But if you're interested, mine is more of like a minimalistic but still trendy type of vibe. Okay. Now we're going to be moving on to the general tips to be aesthetic. So no matter what type of aesthetic you have, you can still follow these general tips. First, this is so important, you guys, but you guys should look for inspiration. You guys can do so on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest. These social media sites, you can find many outfit and decoration ideas. And after you identify the elements that you like, you can go shopping. This is a pro tip, but do not buy everything on your to-buy list because you don't want to waste money. You don't know if you actually like this aesthetic once and for all. So instead, I recommend buying 2 or 3 pieces to try it out and see if you like the vibe it's giving. The next section is more of like essential clothing items for each aesthetic. But you can of course switch some of these items up to fit your aesthetic. Everyone needs a button up. Next, you would need a plain black or white t-shirt, depending on if your aesthetic is more of like a cheerful light aesthetic or a dark moody one, because this is a really good piece to layer clothes on top. And of course, everyone needs a good pair of jeans. I feel like most girls need a little dress, depending on the style you like. This might not fit with all aesthetics though. This is more of like an optional essential clothing item. And last but not least, everyone can do with some gold or silver jewelry. After that, we're going to be talking about how to style clothes. So of course, before styling anything, you have to make sure your clothes actually fit. Don't buy dresses that are too small or like pants that are too long for motivation, because a good chance is you'll not end up wearing them because they don't fit well on your body and they probably don't look that flattering either. And a very important tip is to layer your clothing. This is especially useful during the winter because if you're wearing just like a plain sweater like I'm wearing right now, it could look very drab. But if I say I add a collar underneath or if I just layer up some different pieces or accessories, it's gonna look like a whole different vibe. So we cannot miss out on hair. Well, I mean, like, unless you're bald or something. If you have hair, these are several like little tips or hairstyles you can try to make your hair look cuter. The first one is a high ponytail. This is so helpful in real life, actually. Like, you can also do French braids. The last hairstyle I'm going to be talking about is buns. Buns are so cute. Like, I'm tying a high bun right now. So if you're just bored with your hair, you can dye your hair if you're allowed to. Another option, if you cannot dye your hair or like curl your hair or do any of those stuff, if that's not allowed in your house, you could always add accessories like headbands, hair clips, or even a plain old hair tie. And we can't forget about how to be digitally aesthetic. Everyone's literally stuck and addicted to their phone nowadays. Not everyone, but most people, including me. So you can try to make your Instagram feed aesthetic, like choose a vibe that goes with your aesthetic and just plan out your feed. Next, this is super obvious, but you need a cute wallpaper. So you can go look on Pinterest or Google. There's a lot of options, to be honest. Of course, phone cases. Casetify has great phone cases that are not easy to break, which I need because I'm literally such a clumsy person, but it is on the pricier side in my opinion. So of course any other brands would be fine as long as you like the design of the phone case. When you're texting, try texting in all lowercase. This is not necessary though. This is like optional. Don't do it on a school paper though. But it just gives off a chill vibe if you're texting to your friends. I brought a lot of tips and advice for you guys. Comment down below if you have more tips and tricks, because I also need to learn how to be like prettier and like improve my outlook. But I love you guys and I'll see you next time. Bye!